Hello and welcome back to the channel, where we're going to figure out what's going on with this turd. This is the Farmmac 372 XP clone, and I say turd, it's got something going on with it, and honestly, I'm probably not going to figure it out. So let's just get right down to it. We've seen this thing, if you watch the channel, run very poorly, and so poorly, as a matter of fact, it got beat by my Wild Thing without the nitrous. Really had a difficult time with this whenever I first got it, and it ultimately just got shelved because I knew that I would build it to compete in Clone Wars for Sawfest. Well, I'm going to Hopper Stock, and at Hopper Stock, turns out they have a Clone Wars there, and I figured, well, might as well build it for that. And got to build it at some point anyways. Might as well go ahead and get to it. I've been putting it off because I have other things that I want to do more than this. Ooh. But I need to go ahead and get in there and fix this thing. So if I was being paid to make a TV show for Motor Trend, something like that, would I be doing things differently? Yeah, I would. I would be breaking into it and methodically finding out what the actual problem is before I modify it. But I'm not being paid like that. So I can't put that much time and effort into it. I know I'm going to port it anyways, so I'm just going to jump right in and actually do the port work. I might be able to measure the port timing, and from that gather an amount of knowledge as to why it's not revving out. We'll see. Now, currently, it does not have a carburetor on it at all, because as an effort to try and make it run better, I did put a factory OEM carburetor on it to see if that fixed the problem, and it did not. And so then I took that carburetor back off and put it back on my Red 2171 where it belongs. So in its current situation, I can't even fire it up and do a test run or anything like that. Whatever, it's not really important. Maybe the problem will still exist after I port this cylinder, and then we can actually get down into it and figure out what that problem is. But as of right now, I'm just taking it apart. But yeah, it wouldn't pull RPMs like at all. Really bad. This thing in the cut was doing like, if I remember correctly, in the cut, it wouldn't, it was in the 7,000s oftentimes, 7,000 RPMs, which is absolutely absurd for a saw like this. And it was even doing that in small pine and stuff, or poplar, whatever it was I was using. So whoop, hey, trying to go too fast, slow down, be careful. All right, go ahead and pop that off of there. These things break down super easy. Like it, love it, hate it, disdain it. One thing is for sure, and that is these things are easy to work on. And what I mean by these things is all 372 XPs. Clones, X-Torques, 365, whatever you're dealing with, they are just extremely easy to work on. Nope. Really? Why won't that work? Oh well, we'll get to that later. Clearly that's a different size Allen. All right, So we've already got it nearly all the way broken down. Hmm. Oh, well, that's shite right there. That's pretty terrible. So I should show you this. And I'm going to. Can you see that? Of course you can. See how that intake boot is D-shaped? That shouldn't be like that. That's a problem. Why it is D-shaped, I do not know. But the fact that it is D-shaped, I do know. Let's check the squish on it right quick. Woo, 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 woo. $42 thousandths on the squish. Not too bad. Typical little gasket delete would probably have you around 30 thousandths squish. So yeah, that's not too bad. Come on, come on, let go, let go. Oh, we got to check the timing numbers. Oh, crap. Okay. So we're going to remove this dog. Put those right back in there. Fairly stable. Turn it to top dead center. We're close. Turn this on. Okay. Zero. $142.9. So we'll go 143. We cut that in half, and that is 71.5. So we turn it back to 71.5. Zero it out. There's our top dead center. Intake is opening at 73.4. Exhaust is opening at 103.3. And transfers opening at 128. So we've got 25 degrees of blowdown, roughly 73.5 intake open, so that is like 147 duration on the intake, and the exhaust is at 103 point something. What it's like 103.4, I think. Something like that. So numbers are fine. So and with the squish, you know, the numbers are fine, totally fine. So the port timing is not causing a problem with this saw being capable of high RPMs. That's just not an issue. There we go. There we go. And it is a very typical closed port setup. There was some confusion on these with more than just one person, that some of these had open port cylinders on them, but this one does not. It is a very typical setup. The piston looks a little rough, honestly. There's some scratched up gall marks all the way around the top of it. All the way around it. And that cylinder, yeah, all the way around it has evidence of, like, say, cold seizure. I mean, all the way. Which, if you know anything about this, if you watch the videos, this thing always ran fat. The problem is definitely not with the tune. The problem is either the cylinder or the piston, or the piston. Yeah, this is trash. I can feel the grooves. Let me see if you can see them. Let me get my flashlight. Can you see all those lines up towards the top? Look at that. Look at that. That's your intake side, folks. Those lines should not exist. And I can literally feel them with my fingers. Not even the fingernail. My finger. My finger. So, I mean, yeah, they're bad. I won't use this. Oh, good Lord. Also, look at that. Wow. You see how galled up that is? Oh, 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 there's a problem. That's it. Solved. Solved. That's it. Problem solved. Problem solved. Damn junk. All right. Yeah, that's absurd. That's no good. However, it doesn't in any way appear to have caused the scoring. You may be sitting at home doubting this. Look at that. Oh. Going, no way. Whenever it pulled high RPMs, it ran lean. Go back and watch all the videos on this Farmmac and tell me where you saw it run lean. It did not run lean at all. It never ran lean. As a matter of fact, it always ran super fat. Super, super fat. And I think that what was happening at the high RPMs was twofold. Numero uno, the carburetor that came with it sucked. Whenever I put the factory carburetor on it, I believe I remember, if I remember correctly, whenever I was doing that, the impulse line just came right apart, just ripped apart on me. And so I put a new impulse line on it. And whenever I did, I made this impulse line too long. And look, see that kink in there? My guess is whenever I put the factory carburetor on it, I had enough fuel to supply it at low RPMs, but then it would not supply it at high RPMs. And running out of fuel versus running lean, two very different things. So this thing never ran lean, ever. And that cylinder is trash. It's just trash. Even the piston, there are marks on it. It's weird. It's like it got cut. It's like it got diced up. Look at this. See that? All the way around it. So it kind of has the appearance of being straight gassed, but it does not. It was not. You can still see the remnants of my red armor all over it, right? It was never straight gassed. My only guess is maybe this piston is too big for the bore size. I don't know. There's no excessive heat, right? All that was on the intake side. It is possible that some trash got in there, but it's all the way around. Can you see it? And specifically, look at this crown. That's jagged to the touch. So my guess is multiple problems right from the factory. Multiple problems. So let's count them out. Something's going on with the piston and bore. Something. I don't know what it is, but there's something going wrong. My guess is that piston is too big. I don't know though. I mean, that's weird. It looks just effed. I've never seen anything like that. Because there clearly was no heat present. It just got scratched all up. Oh, excuse me. It just got all scratched up, and I don't know why. I'll clean that up on the cylinder and see if it's transfer, if it's aluminum transfer. If it is, I believe I have a piston for this, and I might try and run it. But something's going on with the piston to cylinder bore. Don't know what it is. Easiest thing to do is just buy a different piston and cylinder. Put it on there. The other things, the carburetor was trash on it, right? And the impulse line obviously wasn't very good. It could have had impulse lines problems from the beginning. And then whenever I put on the factory carburetor and an impulse line, I had a kink in it that I did not know about. So that's on me right there. And the intake boot had a rip in it. So we'll call it quits for this video right now. I'll assess the situation and see what I'm going to do. If I have to get a new piston and cylinder, I definitely won't be able to get it fast enough in time for hopper stock. So this may not actually show up at hopper stock. But at least we got to dive into this and get a feel for what's going on. And please put your comments below. Let me know what you think.